Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wealthy Life, a channel for your personal growth, awakening, and financial wisdom. Have you ever wondered why, despite your hard work, your life sometimes feels heavy, draining, and stuck in place? Why do some people leave you feeling inspired, while others leave you exhausted, doubtful, or even hopeless? The truth is, your environment is not just about where you are, it's about who you are with. One of life's greatest forms of wisdom is not only knowing who to walk with, but also knowing who to stay away from. Some people nurture your growth, while others slowly eat away at your energy, confidence, and dreams, often without you noticing. So, who are these people? Let's uncover the 5 types of people you must distance yourself from, and more importantly, how to deal with them if they already exist in your life. 1. The chronic complainers, the carriers of endless negativity. Why is it that some people walk into a room and it suddenly feels like the air gets heavier? It's because they bring with them a storm cloud of complaints. They complain about their job, their family, the government, their health, yet they rarely take action to change anything. Spending too much time around complainers is dangerous because their negativity seeps into you without you realizing. Psychologists call this emotional contagion, the phenomenon where moods and attitudes spread like a virus. If you're constantly hearing life is unfair or nothing ever works out, your own optimism slowly crumbles. Ancient wisdom already knew this. Confucius once said, "When you live with good people, it's like walking into a room filled with orchids. You may not notice the fragrance, but you will be uplifted. When you live with bad people, it's like entering a room full of rotting fish. The stench will cling to you without your consent." So stop trying to change complainers. That's not your job. You can acknowledge their feelings briefly, but mentally draw a line. Their storm is not your storm. Keep your inner world intact, and spend more time with people who talk about solutions, not just problems. 2. The constant takers, people who only show up when they need something. Do you know someone who disappears for months, but suddenly calls you when they need a favor? Maybe they need money, maybe a connection, maybe your time, but once they get it, they vanish again. These are not friends. They're opportunists. The movie The Godfather has a powerful line. A friend should always underestimate your virtues and overestimate your faults. In other words, real friends see your humanity and still choose to be there. Constant takers, however, don't care about who you are. They only care about what you can provide. You don't owe your energy to everyone. If someone only shows up when they need and never when you do, protect your time and kindness. Invest it in people who give as much as they take. 3. The jealous and envious, people who can't stand your success. Have you ever noticed that some people congratulate you with their mouths, but envy you with their eyes? Maybe you got a promotion, bought a house, or simply found happiness, and suddenly they act distant, sarcastic, or critical. Why does this happen? Because jealousy is rooted in insecurity. When people don't feel good about themselves, they feel threatened by your growth. Instead of being inspired, they prefer to pull you down to their level, so they don't have to face their own lack of progress. Shakespeare described jealousy as the green-eyed monster that mocks the meat it feeds on. Jealousy not only poisons a jealous person, it poisons anyone too close to them. If you stay around them long enough, their criticism will make you question whether you even deserve your achievements. Don't shrink yourself to make others comfortable. 4. The manipulators and pretenders, sweet words, hidden knives. Have you ever dealt with someone who praises you in public, but undercuts you in private? They smile, they flatter, they appear supportive, but deep down, they're calculating, waiting for the moment they can benefit from your downfall. History and literature are full of such figures. In The Three Kingdoms, the warlord Cao Cao was brilliant yet infamous for saying, "I would rather betray the world than let the world betray me." His cunning ensured short-term victories, but ultimately, he was never trusted fully by allies. 5. The dreamless and passive, people who kill your ambition. Failure is not the biggest tragedy. The bigger tragedy is being surrounded by people who don't dream, don't strive, and discourage you from even trying. They'll say things like, "Don't be unrealistic, stop dreaming so big," or "Be content with what you have." Why do they say this? Often because your ambition reminds them of their own stagnation. If you move forward, It forces them to confront the fact that they've been standing still. So instead of pushing themselves, they pull you back. Think about Steve Jobs returning to Apple in 1997. Many said it was hopeless. The company was on the brink of collapse. If Jobs had surrounded himself with people who said, "Stop fighting, it's impossible," the iPhone would have never been born. Instead, he chose to partner only with those who believed in creating the future, and the result changed the world. So protect your dreams like a fire. Don't let people who fear the light pour water on your flame. Instead, surround yourself with dreamers and doers. Their energy will fuel you, not drain you. Now, you might wonder, why are these toxic patterns so common? Complainers find comfort in negativity because it absolves them of responsibility. Takers survive by exploiting the kindness of others. Jealous people compare themselves constantly, measuring their worth against others. Manipulators believe control is the only way to feel secure. Dreamless people are simply afraid of change. They cling to safety, even if it means mediocrity. And here's the danger. Human beings are naturally influenced by their environment. You might think you're strong enough to resist, but over time, their attitudes sink into you like water into stone. That's why ancient proverbs warn us. If you lie down with dogs, you will rise with fleas. How to protect yourself? Let me share you some practical strategies. 1. Set boundaries clearly. Saying no doesn't make you selfish. It makes you healthy. 2. Limit exposure. If you can't cut them out completely, for example, if they're family or colleagues, minimize time spent and keep conversations surface level. 3. Strengthen your circle. Actively seek relationships with people who uplift you, challenge you, and believe in growth. 4. Work on self-awareness. The stronger your self-worth, the less vulnerable you'll be to envy, manipulation, or discouragement. 5. Detach emotionally. Remember, their behavior says more about them than about you. Don't take it personally. Life is not just about the path you choose. It's about the people you walk with. Stay too long around them, and you risk becoming a smaller version of yourself. But if you choose wisely, if you walk with people who inspire, support, and challenge you, your growth becomes unstoppable. There's an old saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So ask yourself, who are your 5? And who do you need to let go of to protect your future? Because in the end, the people around you don't just influence your life, they shape your destiny. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like and share the video. May you soon discover your true direction in life.